Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are here for another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips. That's right. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Leave us 5-star reviews. You can leave them on the internet now. You can just go to Apple Podcasts from a browser, log in, and leave us 5 stars. It's so easy at this point. You don't need an iPhone. So all of y'all people like Mr. Span, that's Team Android, y'all ain't got to use that as an excuse. You know, Mr. Span left his anyway. So y'all could go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. We appreciate everybody that does that. We love reading them on Saturdays. That's why we work so hard. Well, that and the money, let's be honest. But but make sure y'all do that. We appreciate y'all.
We do.
The official weapon of the show is
folding chair.
And the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. Do you have any banter today? All right. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
All right, Karen, banter away.
I realized that there are some stuff that does not need to be free. Like when you go buy certain foods, they be like, free of this, free of that. It's some bullshit. It does not taste good. It might be better for you, but it's nasty. I got some sugar-free jelly. It was some bullshit.
Oh yeah, sugar-free jelly wasn't good.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm willing to try stuff because with the nutritionist and working out and changing my diet and all this stuff. I've been trying a lot of stuff, but yeah, some of it is touch and go. And
I tried.
Sugar-free jelly was not it. It just tastes weird. I don't know how else to explain
I can't explain. Yeah, it's like off tasting. It's like I can't put it anywhere and it just don't taste right. I'm like, bitch, I need sugar. No.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is that Karen then went back to 100% sugar jelly, which I'm not going to do because they have other alternatives. You don't have to go straight to sugar, no sugar or nothing. So they have 50%. Or something like that.
Okay, I'll try yours for 50% then.
Well, no, I pointed this out to you at the store when you bought it anyway. Look me dead in my face. But I'm dedicated to trying to make small improvements where I can, if I can't make a big improvement. And I think a lot of times that's what discourages people, is that they think they have to make all these major improvements and major changes. And maybe for some folks that works, but it's that, every time I bring up anything with food on social media, people always go to the extreme. I made I said, can we eat deli meat again, or do it still got the doo-doo in it? And that was a joke, obviously.
Right.
But people were responding, never eat deli meat. It's always been bad for you. My girl Karen Hunter was like, don't eat it. Just get you a rotisserie chicken and a whole chicken and break off little pieces of it and stuff. I'm like, that sounds cool and everything. I just want to know, do it got listeria? I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't.
Will it make me sick?
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not going the rest of my life, and I'm never having a sandwich that got some deli meat on it again. I will probably have deli meat at some point.
Even when you go to the restaurant, it possibly got deli meat.
Yeah, just whatever. I'll go in the grocery store and I'll buy some deli meat again. I'm not even gonna lie. If it was been fucked up the whole time, then I've been fucked up the whole time, and I'm never gonna get 100% clean on that. It's fine. Everybody got their thing. But I think what happens is that a lot of people get discouraged because it's like, well, I'm not gonna go to full no deli meat for the rest of my life. I'm not going full vegan. I'm not, whatever. And so then it's a bunch of other stuff in between those steps that's like, sure, it's not a sugar-free jelly, but it's reduced sugar jelly. They have the same thing for syrup. They have,
Yeah, and
stuff like that.
And there's some things that are good. Like I think you got like reduced sugar syrup. Like it's really good. We got
but I tried sugar-free syrup at first, and it just wasn't that good to me. So then I was like, okay, what if we go with reduce, and you just don't put as much on whatever it is you're making, and normally it's fine.
yeah, and I do reduced sugar. I like juices, so like apple juice and like cran grapefruit juice. I did reduce sugar in that, and I'm fine with that. Like it's not really. That
I find the
big
same
of a thing.
thing for like a lot of low fat alternatives. Same thing. Like for the most part, it's not that big a difference. Like low fat cheese or something like that. Okay, like if you melt the shit, it melt the same. It tastes the same. I can't really tell the difference. I know I used to make a low fat lasagna that every ingredient was reduced fat of some type, whole wheat noodles instead of the flour noodles or whatever.
Oh, you haven't made that in a while. Wow.
Yeah, maybe I'll write that down to make again soon. But my point being, like, those type of things count too. It doesn't have to be, this thing where you like
extreme
where you hate eating and you starve yourself, which I think most people associate with any level of like diet change. Is like, I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate every second of this, and I'm never gonna get to eat any of the stuff I like again. And so it's cool sometimes to be like, no, that's fine.
Yeah, and it could be discouraging. So, like I said, there are alternatives, and like I said, I am open to it. But I think that jelly was just a shock. I was like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Type of thing. Oh, that, and we talked about it before, but you need salt in ketchup. Ketchup-free salt is terrible. So, maybe I might try reduced salt ketchup, but I tried salt ketchup, ketchup-free salt one time by accident, just grabbed the red bottle. I tasted that shit. I said, oh no, these tomatoes need some seasoning.
Yeah, I think so. I feel you on that. Another thing that helps is just getting high, because when you're high, everything tastes good for the most part. So, I could just eat fruit if I'm high. It's just like, oh my God, this what's in a strawberry?
The best thing you ever had?
Y'all just out here like this? Grapes? For real? Yeah, that's how y'all get down? Like, so that helps as well. Anything else for your banter?
Oh, yeah. I went to the doctor today, and shout out to doctors that are very, very good at their job, because when I went in, she looked and she was like, oh, I know exactly what that is. She told me what it was and went through it and was like, here, these are the things, you can do. I was like, oh, a competent, like it was, and she explained it really, really simple and gave me like printout documentations that told me what it was and how it impacts me and, and things like that. I was like, shout out to doctors that out there that actually know how to do their job and have like bedtime manners and shit like that. We were just just talking and chopping it up. I'm very easy to talk to anyway.
I think it's bedside manner.
Oh, my bad. What did I say?
Bedtime manner, I think.
My bad. Bedside manner. But shout out to the doctors out there that are really, really good at their jobs.
Yeah, shout out to that. It's, I think also,
because people take that for granted sometimes.
Yeah, I don't even know that people take it for granted. I feel like doctors kind of have a terrible reputation at the moment, at least in social media circles. Probably a little bit more terrible reputation than deserved.
Right.
But yeah, when you meet a doctor that actually knows how to talk to you, that can, listen to you and all that stuff, it's very, it's very affirming. And I think what a lot of people are having issues with is seeing the doctor as part of their team and being like,
yes,
we're on the same team, and I didn't come in here diagnosing myself and prepared to fight you, and I need you to come in listening to me and understand I have no reason to come in here and fucking lie to you. And I've heard so many nightmare stories at this point that I'm just thankful for the doctor that we have, because I'm
Agreed.
like, I've never felt not heard in there.
Right.
I've always felt like, okay, if I had this concern, she'll address this concern. If I have a question, I can get the question answered. It's never been, the nightmare that you hear so often online, which is these doctors who just basically churn you in, churn you out, could give a fuck about you, don't listen to anything you say, don't believe you have pain, stuff like that. So yeah, it is good when you get a good doctor.
Right. And then also anybody that they refer me to, no problem. Like, OGBYN and some of the other doctors, no problem. A dermatologist, no problem. Like everybody, I was like, oh, okay, because a lot of times you have to, depending on your insurance company, you almost have to do references sometimes. So, I go through like that process, and it has been very, very good. And the thing is, people talk about everything, particularly if you like me, a pure extrovert. You talk about everything. Talk about your health too. Your health matters. Like particularly if they're a good doctor and they're, like you said, they are not in there being belligerent and nasty and mean or trying to get to the next person. Let them know everything that's happening, because at the end of the day, you want to be around as long as you can be.
Absolutely. Anything else? Mm-mm. All right, I didn't have any banter today. I'm sorry, everybody. I let you down. But yeah, those are 2 great points. Talk to your doctors and all of that good stuff. Let's get into some other news after I play one of the new tracks DJ Jaffa sent us. Called Turn. I like that. All right, news. Let's get into some news. Have you heard about the Chase viral bank glitch trend?
I heard people online talking about Chase.
Mm-hmm. Well, a recent series of viral videos have made it seem like people were getting free cash from Chase Bank ATMs after they deposited fake checks for large amounts and withdrew the money before the checks could bounce.
Child, you fuck with the banks and this camera, you going to jail. What the fuck is wrong with people?
I think the most interesting thing in this is that we're old enough that people rediscovered checks.
Child, I still got checks. Checks been around forever.
I know, Karen. We're old enough that people rediscovered checks.
Okay. I see what you said. We're old enough.
When's the last time you stood in line behind somebody writing a check anywhere? It's very rare.
Never.
And so this is something that everyone who grew up before debit cards or before debit cards were accepted everywhere, all of us who's ever written a check for just groceries or check for over the amount and timed it so that we can get our paycheck right before it would have bounced.
Yes, sir.
And if you didn't, $35 fee per item.
Yes, sir.
At any rate, this is something we all knew we could do, but we all know you're obviously going to get caught, so why would you do it?
Why would you?
But apparently the kids, they're younger and they did it, They called it a glitch, but I feel like it's not really a glitch. Like the bank has always kind of been on the honor system. The main issue is when you fuck up, you normally go to jail for this kind of shit. The videos, which spread across TikTok and Twitter over the weekend, suggested that viewers that this was a way to cheat a glitch in the banking system. However, a Chase spokesperson emphasized that this isn't a harmless internet trend, but it's fraud, plain and simple. Yahoo News could not verify if anyone who posted the videos actually committed the crime. One video that had been reposted by multiple accounts on Twitter had gotten thousands of shares, showing a group of men celebrating after allegedly pulling off the hack. However, a closer look at the cash they're holding reveals it says motion picture purposes. The creator of another widely circulated video, which allegedly showed his bank account in $40,000 in debt, celebrated on Instagram that news outlets were sharing his post and told followers to message him if they wanted something promoted on his account. Chase confirmed the Yahoo News that it was aware of the trend, but did not answer whether the bank was working with authorities or how many people tried to participate. What's interesting too there is they said the screenshot with the guy who said he lost $40,000 was also fake. So like
that's that attention economy. Y'all making shit up.
Yeah, and so I guess while everyone's doing the finger wagging of like you shouldn't do this, which I don't think y'all gonna get caught for a crime, and that's definitely true of people that I'm sure if they would have actually done these and posted these videos and they really did commit a crime, sure, there's something to be said to that because it's such an obvious stupid crime to record yourself doing. And but it made me think of two different points that aren't those are that's so fucking obvious. Who I can't argue with anyone that makes that point, but it's not necessarily that worthwhile of a point to me. The 2 points I had was, one, I think this is what happens when community is online, right? Because online is definitely about attention and about viral and
that's the
all that
currency.
stuff. And even if you're trying to share it in a good way of like, I'm going to hook everybody up with this thing that I discovered, this glitch. Even if that's what you are doing, there was a time when you would text your friend group, you would tell some people in person. This is not the kind of thing that you just share online openly with people because it is something that is criminal. And so to want to chase the internet or to have such a unconventional friend network that the only way to truly share this is to go public with it and put it out to the world, because the internet is not just
the internet is the world.
The followers that on your account, it's everybody. That is somewhat disturbing, and it shows how much we've lost in, I think, third spaces and and friendships and friend groups, in that you would even share something this way. That's for those that genuinely did it, that's kind of a statement of a change.
Yeah, you're speaking on something that a lot of people take for granted, and I do think a lot of this is still the aftermath of the pandemic. A lot of people's third spaces disappeared, and some of them never came back. And you know, when you go third space, you go, yeah, you have your home, you know, your community, things like that. But like, maybe you like to go to the library, maybe you like to go to the sewing club, maybe you like to bowl, maybe you like to skate, whatever that quote unquote third place is, like this outside, this kind of your space. You know, you do it alone, you do it with like a collective of friends that aren't always related to you. Like, people actually really need those spaces, because a lot of those spaces, people actually got face to face. You actually joke, you actually laugh, you actually have a lot of human interaction. Even for introverts, they actually need a third space also. It might be a smaller third space, but it still is a third space. Even if somebody is an introvert, go and sit somewhere and people watch, that is still their third space. And so that has been stripped away from people, and some people have broke that routine so much that they aren't even trying to look and find a replacement for that third space, so they're doing without it. And when you do it without it, but you spend a lot of times online becomes your third space, and that is not a safe space.
Right, because there's no real privacy to it.
Agreed.
Then the second thing I wanted to point out too is with the main two viral videos that we've seen and viral pictures being two people that basically were lying, you know, two groups of people. Man, these kids also lie a lot. Like the millennial generation, I think maybe because it's the internet and a lot of it's considered just like trolling and stuff like that. But it's very interesting how much lying that generation does online. And I'm not blaming them out or singling them out like a moral failure. I think it means so much has changed so rapidly in a short period of time that the lessons millennials took is, one, everything is bullshit.
Yes.
You know, like we're a world that let Donald Trump be president, who's one of the most mendacious people alive.
How can you take it seriously?
We're a country that lets Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk run our social media, literally filling us with lies and misinformation, and no one does anything about it. There's no law in the book.
Right.
We're the world that let Fox News be the number one quote unquote news channel, that the most watched news channel, and it's nothing but lies.
Right.
I think this generation, a lot of them took like a nihilistic message from that said, or the millennial generation that was like, yeah, fuck everything, you know, like it does. Okay, I lied and maybe someone believed me and they went to jail because they wrote a fucking check, or they ended up with thousands of dollars in fees or something like that. But it ain't me. Fuck them. I didn't do it wrong. They just believed that I did it. Which
Right.
is kind of a sad statement
Yes,
on
because
all our shit, but also it
mhm.
says how much we failed a generation of people to give them no hope. These motherfuckers
Right.
they was straight up ready to not vote before Kamala switched over. Like the even knowing that Donald Trump was coming back, like there's a nihilism in them, and this generation is getting old. This is not kids.
Mm-mm.
This isn't your children.
Nope.
Millennials are like 40. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's very interesting to see that come to pass.
Yeah, and there's also, when you're talking, you making me think about that. Like these things do matter, and once you get like that, you lose compassion towards your fellow man. You lose empathy. You lose, understanding to the human spirit. And these things actually. You have older people. They won't look crazy, but guess what? These are our children.
Right.
So if you want to blame anybody, because each generation wants to fault the next generation like it's their fault, but it's also the previous generation shortcoming too, that they don't want to admit that they are also part of the problem.
Right.
And so like you said, when you see Columbine, when you see Sandy Hook, when you have a generation of children that have gone through multiple school shootings from between elementary school to high school, like they have been there on site when these things happen. It's very hard to tell them to care when the people in charge don't care. They're not doing the things that they have been taught that you're supposed to do. They're not doing those things in reality. And so y'all said I should do this and y'all said I should do that. But when I'm looking at y'all, none of y'all motherfuckers are doing the thing that y'all told me to do. So why should I care? Because obviously you don't.
Yeah, and I think also a lot of them watch people do a bunch of criminal shit and scam and not really pay too much of a fee or fine or penalty for it. I saw Dancing with the Stars is gonna have Anna Delvey on there, the notorious like schemer of Manhattan or whatever that lied, like had, and she's now had like TV shows, movies, and now she's on Dancing with the Stars wearing an ankle bracelet, and people are like, "What a great promotion!" She's wearing an ankle bracelet for the promotion, and all I'm saying is, yeah, it is interesting that somebody can be a piece of shit and there's really not only is there no penalty, they get a boost from it. Anna Delvey has no real talent or artistic merit or any reason we should be paying attention to her.
Agreed.
Other than she has a fascinating story of scamming some white people that trusted her too much. And we're like, wow, a star. Even the impulse to make scammers into stars, that has really been like that has like resurged in the advent of the internet, where it just like like the scam was the celebrity. That's what made that's what we respect the scam. It does feel like something's been lost and it's not coming back. But yeah, I know that's a completely different way to cover this Chase thing than pretty much everyone else that covered it. But that's all I've been thinking about is like,
right.
Damn, what's up with this generation? Because that's super crazy to even do that. Like according to Forbes, 80% of young adults get their financial advice from social media.
Oof.
With TikTok being the third biggest source for those surveyed. Topics like passive income and get rich quick plans are ranked as the most popular types of financial advice videos targeting young people on social media.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
And not trying to be funny. and I'd be like, this shit cannot be true. A lot of it is false, and or they give you partial information that might not even apply to you and or your state, depending on where you live, and they are trying to sell you something within like seconds. Like they're not financial advisors. They don't have a degree in this shit. This is not their forte. But they're gonna tell you how to get rich quick. Like it doesn't make sense. And I don't know, because I'm older. I'm like, nah, dog. I went to school and had financial classes. Like this is not how this shit works.
Also, people have more reach than they used to, because it's not like you can write like a chain letter or something. Like now the chain letter is social media, and if enough people believe it and want to believe it, then it's true to them until the obvious fraud comes, the other shoe comes falling down, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right, that's insane that you can do that. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting story. Let's see. John McCain's military son changes political parties and endorses Kamala Harris. The enlisted son of former Arizona Senator and 2008 Republican presidential candidate John McCain has entered the political arena with an official endorsement for Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris.
Whatever it takes. Let's go.
Jimmy McCain told CNN he recently changed his voter registration to Democrat and plans to cast his ballot against Trump. McCain said the former president deeply offended him by visiting Arlington National Cemetery last week, where an altercation occurred. That's the one where they lied and said someone had a mental health episode. And the only reason that it seems that the military personnel there are not really pursuing that harder is that the person that it happened to that said they were assaulted by Trump's entourage said basically they're afraid of the backlash and retaliation from MAGA, so they won't, which is just damning.
Yeah, and it's purposely like that. Like purposely, they basically bully everybody because they know they can get away with it. And not trying to be funny, they've had examples. They had, the 2 black women that literally had to sue. It was like, I had to go into hiding. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And people was like, well, damn, I don't want to have to go through all that trouble. I'd rather say, fuck it, forget it, and go on with my life.
Right. It's yeah, I mean, they have a scary kind of fan base, and a lot of people get scared of them, because it doesn't take a lot of people to to do it. It just only takes one person to do something to you and harm you. But it also is sad because who's going to stand up for that truth? Who's going to be like, but they did do that and I am filing charges or whatever. I get why people don't do it. I mean, I was listening to Rain on Your Parade. JL Covan said he took down one of his videos because MAGA people were starting to get upset and share it online. And I was like, well, if he took the shit down, then that is bad. Because that motherfucker normally, will be like, oh, I can stand through this bullshit. But it would be ignoring reality to act like it couldn't be dangerous if these motherfuckers target you. But yeah, shout out to him though, because I know he's gonna end up getting a bunch of pushback, because is when you do something like this as a Republican white male military guy, you're going against the popular sentiment in that group, in every last one of those groups I just named. And that, to me, I like that he didn't say he's really voting because he supports Kamala. He says he's voting against Trump. And once again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, that's the one thing we can agree on. It's not everyone wants it to be some high-minded, we all respect and love each other, and it's never going to get there because we don't. The one thing we can agree on this time is that this guy is the worst, and so you just got to roll with that.
Yep. And it is what it is. And people, people on our side, for some reason, they don't like simple messages. They like shit to be wordy and then be like, why we ain't got no slogan, bitch, because it's 15 words.
Right. So in North Carolina, our home state, Mark Robinson is running for, I believe, governor. He is the crazy batshit MAGA black dude that he's trying to tone it down to run for governor, and so his commercials and stuff don't show all the crazy shit he said about being thankful for slavery, like black people should be thankful for slavery and stuff. At any rate, he's a total fraud and piece of shit, and so people are calling him out. He's had his charity that his wife runs. People are finding, they're like, wait, where'd the money go? What's happening with this? Like, y'all are under investigation for that shit. I believe they did have an abortion, even though he claims to be this evangelical Christian and all this other stuff. And now he's running saying, I will protect women's rights, but he won't. He won't.
He will not.
Well, he's been found out to have some more hypocritical bullshit. He apparently bought hundreds of bootleg porn videos and went to a porn shop nearly every day of the week in the 90s and early 2000s. So he's running.
That took some effort, boy. You had to drive to them back in the day.
I respect it. I've been to the porn shop many a time. Okay, look,
they had to go around the back of the building.
They know
the entrance.
They know your boy up in there. I never seen Mark in there, but you know what I'm saying. You just never. That's not a place where you really make friends. From at least to me, it's everyone keep their eyes ahead of them, going to that small area where the porn is, and we just pretend that. Oh, also I want to check out RoboCop 7 or whatever. Plus, I don't know, 12 booty talks, and you know, I'm probably watching between RoboCop. You know, if I can, you know, I'm such a busy guy. But Robinson runs as an evangelical Christian and ultra MAGA guy, and Donald Trump endorses him. Once again, these fucking hypocrites. They want the freedom for them, none for us. Right? This is the kind of shit that I'm sure he talks bad about on you know, in the pulpit and on the stage. But yet these motherfuckers do all this shit. It's Donald Trump talking bad about abortions, and you're like, you definitely probably paid for some.
You know he did multiple.
But I like that people are snitching. So apparently he patronized a pair of 24-hour video pornography stores in Greensboro. Gents Video and News and I-40 Video and News.
I bet you neither one of them places probably even open anymore.
I don't know. I feel like, why would they not be open? I feel like porn shops somehow always stay in business.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know why, but just thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen one go out of business. Like, just going through my Rolodex in my mind, I don't think I've ever ridden past an adult video store and been like, oh, damn, I guess they couldn't make it. I feel like it's always somebody going in there to do something, whether it's sex toys, whether it's rentals, because people don't always feel comfortable being online. And that shit is like, some people are worried that online is traceable. So it's like, let me just go pay cash and rent this DVD or whatever. I mean, it's gotta be.
That's true. I have seen one close, and that's because I forgot they put something else in the spot. But you know, but it's true that you rarely see them close. I was thinking more of like the not really like the porn shop, but the sex shops. But yeah.
Well, the porn shop, sex shop is kind of the same in
in a lot of places, yeah.
Yeah, well, here, I mean, in America, it's kind of the same, right? Like they kind of sell it all. You know, there's very few that you know, I don't know. They could be out of business though, but I'm just saying in general, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in business, just because I even when I drive past them now, I'm like, damn, they still in business? People ain't on the internet? Okay.
Sometimes I do feel like that.
It's not like you see a Blockbuster Video anywhere, but I think people are just still, you know, figuring out ways to be creative and spanking.
They're keeping the Blu-ray and DVD people in business.
Yeah, and plus there's a lot of other shit in there. Costumes,
toys,
a bunch of shit. Lewis Money, a former employee, told the outlet that Robinson would often purchase 2 or more previews, which consisted of viewing in a private booth over the course of a night. So that means he was jacking it in the fucking store. He couldn't even go home. He was like, I can't wait. I gotta watch this now. The future lieutenant governor also bought hundreds of bootleg porn videos that Money sold on the side. He said, the guy's name is Lewis Money. He told Raleigh station WRAL that Robinson's taste lay in just straight American porn. And I don't trust anybody that doesn't like good old American porn, he went on. Well, now he's editorializing.
Old American porn.
So no, he shouldn't be judged. He should be judged on everything else, but he should not be judged for this. Well, you didn't tell us so we wouldn't judge him. You told us essentially to point out that he's a hypocrite. And I'm judging him on his hypocrisy. I don't care if you watch porn. I watch porn. Almost every single human being has watched porn that's an adult, and many people that's not. So I think the stigmatizing of that is definitely a problem. The thing is, he is part of the stigmatizing of it with that fake ass religion that he's not practicing. So yeah, he's referred to members of the LGBTQ plus community as filth. He said, I know he might have problems with gay people, but I don't think he has a problem with lesbians. Ain't that how it always be?
Ain't they in one of the letters too? Am I going nuts? But for some reason, that particular group, they good.
Yeah, it's always funny when you hear I'll listen to people like podcasts and stuff, and you talk to dudes, and they always have this like the gay
The
agenda.
fantasy.
I'm tired of it. I was watching a TV show. Why they gotta make this dude gay on the show? Da 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 da. You know, actors who are actually gay in real life, these motherfuckers be in denial. Like, well, they made him play a gay character. It's like, no, he's fucking gay. That have you ever? You don't even think it's conceptually possible that there's a guy that you didn't clock as gay right away that might be gay.
Right.
Anyway, point being, none of them ever go, why they shoving this lesbian shit down our throats? Not once. Never in my life. Not once. None of them have a problem like, well, I would watch the WNBA, but they okay with people being lesbian. Never, not once. They see two women kissing and their penis gets hard, so it's not a problem.
Right.
That ain't, as far as they're concerned, the problem is not really LGBT. It's G by men, not by women, by men and trans people. That's their problem.
Them the owner groups.
Yeah. Robinson has also railed against the practice of teaching public school students about gender identities and sexual orientation, calling books that discuss the subject borderline child pornography. He explains he became a devout Christian in the 1980s, but locking into his faith took longer than most. A young married father of two, when he was saved, he told an audience at a Baptist church in 2021, the devil doubled down in my life soon after. God told me what I was supposed to do as I was doing wrong. The voices in the back of my head said, stop it, stop it, stop it. And I still continued in disobedience after being saved, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Both stores said he allegedly frequently has. Oh, okay. Both stores he frequented have since closed. So
okay,
you were right; those are out of business.
Because those names just sound so old school. I kept saying that sound like I don't think them around no more.
Yeah, I like I said, I've seen so many stay in business.
Yes, for decades.
But maybe I mean, it's been years since I've really gone to one, so who knows? I don't know if he still watches porn. You know, people change in 20 years. Said Money has since become the front man of a Greensboro band called Trailer Park Orchestra. Which what does this got to do with anything?
I don't know.
Oh, well, they released a song called "Lieutenant Governor Owes Me Money." And he says a true story about $25 Robinson never paid him for the final bootleg tape he bought from him in 2004. He admitted to WRAL, however, that he was promoting his band and trying to make money from the song by taking the story to the press. So he's straight up like, listen, y'all know what it is. Yes, it's true, but also this really, can y'all mention my band?
why y'all here?
Yeah.
Well, I got your attention.
He said he did see him one time in Planet Fitness in High Point, and Money was working there when Robinson went in there. He said, I was like, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. He added that he jokingly scolded Robinson for $25 he still owed him for a bootleg porn tape he fronted him years ago. The lieutenant governor laughed, he said. Later that day, Money posted a photo to social media of the two of them posing together at Planet Fitness. I disagree politically with this guy. However, we have always been cool. That's our lieutenant governor who still owes me money. LOL. So there you go, guys. Robinson spokesperson did not seem to be so amicable. He called this a false and personal attack. He said Money is a freak show grifter with a long history of criminal charges who used to hang around Papa John's where Robinson worked to ask for free pizza. Wow. That's fucked up. You did your man like that. He gave you all them bootleg porn tapes and gave you one on credit. You never paid him back, and now you're disavowing the man. And you know the details in his stories. I'm like, he definitely telling the truth.
I think he is too.
But yeah, Money said he sold marijuana for 2 decades, but never to Robinson. He also admitted he may have asked for a free pizza here and there. So he said he has 2 drug-related misdemeanor convictions on his records. The other cases were dismissed. He said, I think I'm going to write a song called Freak Show Grifter. So there you go. Just let's see what else we got here.
Some good old NC news.
NC news?
Yeah, North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. Cardi B refuses Ice Spice comparisons after Star Brim friendship faces scrutiny. Yeah. You gonna? Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna say it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I know who one of the people is.
News. 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 So Cardi B says her friendship with Star Brim is nothing like Ice Spice's broken relationship with fellow rapper Cleo Trapper. Cardi B defended her friendship with Star Brim after her relationship was dragged into Ice Spice's tour-related drama with her former friend Cleo Trapper. Cardi B refused to ignore claims about her using Star Brim in Twitter, formerly known the Twitter Spaces session on Wednesday. Don't compare my friendships, my situation to anybody's shit. That's one. All of my friendships, even with the people I work with, are 5 year plus. I don't know why y'all see me, a light skinned girl, with a brown skinned, dark skinned girl. Y'all want to compare what I had with my friends to somebody else's shit. Don't do that because we don't do that. Um, so I told you that part of that Ice Spice thing was about colorism, if not, the vast majority of it. And so Cardi has always got called out for being light skinned in ways that, some fair, some not. It's kind of hard to differentiate because, there's a lot of people that just said she wasn't talented and shit. And it's like, well, she turned out to actually be a good rapper and be talented. So
Right.
that's not necessarily true.
Mm-mm.
That being said, you can never escape the fact that privilege is privilege. And there's people that will listen to you, give you certain brand deals and shit that wouldn't do it for a dark skinned woman who had the exact same skill set and talent. That's just life. You can be bitter about it, you can be mad, you can feel like people are taking something away from you, but in general, you're never gonna convince the world that no, it's not about me being light skinned. I'm just the greatest or whatever. Now, if we're being fair, in general, the vast majority of people don't really seem to give that much of a fuck about colorism like that. So I don't think this is something that haunts people as far as like she can never make another hit album. We're gonna always remember she's light skinned. What I think it does though is it bothers the people that are being told this, whether it's true or not. They're human beings. They have emotions.
Right.
You don't have to give a fuck about their emotions, but clearly this shit bothers them. We watch many a light skinned celebrity basically have a meltdown over people being like, your privilege is right. So she says this to be like, me and Star Brand, we cool. We not. It's not like that. We not superficial. It's whatever's going on with Ice Spice is not the same as what I'm doing. Then she gets to this line: we don't see skin color over here. We see loyalty.
What they got to do with anything? I guess light skin, dark skin.
Ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, but this is another thing where like these celebrities hyper online. This is honestly a thing that if it don't apply, let it fly. There's no way you can address this in any way that would actually satisfy the people who are alleging that you do the same thing as this other woman.
Right.
The only person that might possibly be able to have something to say would be your dark skinned friend Star Brim coming out and being like, no, I've never had problems opening for Cardi. I've been paid. I don't pay for she takes care of me. We real friends, blah, blah, blah. She could say that. I'm not saying she should or feel obligated to. And that's only if it's true she could say that. But you saying it won't change anything.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's nothing you can say that people won't attribute to your privilege. And honestly, it's a very privileged statement to be like, we don't see color. Because if some white fucker told you I don't see color in a racial situation, we'd be like, what the fuck kind of person are you? It's okay to see color.
It's okay.
She said, I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust a lot of women. I've been cool with Star since 2016. So she told fans she needed to speak out to combat narratives about her and Star Brim. She thought the Ice Spice Cleo Trapper comparisons gained too much traction on social media. That's because she be on social media going back and forth.
Yes, and I'm like, who?
Right. And Azalea Banks commented on the situation. And so I guess that's why Cardi said it was too big to ignore. But Banks was one of the prominent voices defending Cardi B and Star Brim in the online debate, because you never know which way she gonna land on nothing.
You never know.
Like,
it's like a flip of the coin.
Yeah, what side of the line of cocaine did you wake up on this morning? You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's this one, maybe it's that one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like Cardi probably should have ignored this joint, to me. Like I understand it's hurtful when people are saying shit about you that you know isn't true, as a person that's been in that situation,
and as a person that has that internal fighting spirit.
Exactly. Like, it's hard. It's some of the hardest shit in the world is to watch people lie on you, and it's not true. But honestly, these motherfuckers live for their confirmation bias, and they don't know you, so they're gonna always assume the worst when it's convenient. And then, I think she said it on her album when she was like, bitches be something on me, sing every word of Up Tomorrow. Like, it's that you just, like, this part of being a celebrity, and it sucks, but you just gotta let these motherfuckers create their narratives. And I don't just say it for Cardi. I say it even for the people that when it's not convenient, like when it's white people, and I'm like, I don't know, seem like y'all are kind of going harder on this than is necessary, and it seems like y'all want it to be worse than it is.
Yes,
as part of the entertainment for y'all. And I don't know how she's made it this long and she's still like this, because she's been so famous for so long. It's been past the point where if you were gonna have this moment of like, all right, I gotta stop seeing what everyone's saying about me all the time, it's been past that point for her. So I imagine she just gonna always have rabbit ears to the internet for the rest of her life.
Yes, because she was the age of the internet. Like, you have to remember, that's how she came on and started popping, and people. So it's like, if not trying to funny, that's her roots. And if that's your roots, it's really hard for you to give up something that worked for you.
Right.
And so in her mind, she was like, well, I can't give up my roots. That's why she has such a love-hate relationship with it.
Right.
Because, I'm guarantee you, publicists, people around her, loved ones, they be like, get your ass off the internet. And she was like, but if I can't, how will my people know? Well, they will be all right. But it's like I said, it's that drug, it's that connection, it's that always calling you type of thing. It's that if you go and you try to delete your account where you have an anxiety attack type of thing, because it's one of those things where it's a part of you and you are a part of it. You wake up every day, you checking all the sites. You go to sleep at night, before you go to bed, you're checking all the sites. You leave all, you have all the, and I turn a lot of that shit off, but all the notifications consistently popping up on your phone. And a lot of that is addiction. And until adults are willing to admit it's an addiction, we can't look at the kids and be like, what the hell's wrong with you? Shit, we addicted too.
Yeah, Devil Bitch says also, you can't prove you didn't do something in this context. And that's the hard thing that I think is hard for people to accept. And most people, like I said, haven't been in this, so they like can kind of snipe from far away and be like, yeah, this what you really like, but they really truly just are assuming the worst for their own biases. Like, they have their own reasons to never assume anybody's on the up and up. But I think about that shit a lot, because it's like, yeah, more if y'all's friendship is good, there ain't gonna be shit you can tell nobody. And even if you tell them, people gonna go, well, you're lying, or it's secretly not good, or there's always gonna be another way to move the goalpost. But yeah, it doesn't help when you say shit like, we don't see color over here. You shouldn't even be the one to say that, and I don't think anyone should say that. But you definitely, in this situation, are not the party that people want to hear say that. That just makes it sound like you are somehow colorist or whatever. It doesn't make sense. All right, let's cover some other news. I think I'll cover this in the nerd off with this George R. Martin bullshit.
Okay.
A deadly snake was found coiled on a Lake Elsinore family staircase. They
balled up in a knot on a staircase.
It was like on the rail, like, coiled around the rail to the stairs going downstairs. And the problem is the alarm and the door to let the snake people in to save you gotta go downstairs. Past the dead snake. Yeah,
I don't think so. Well, bitch, we're gonna be trapped. Guess we're gonna be climbing out the windows, because fuck that bullshit.
Yeah,
right there.
We don't see nothing.
I don't see anything.
I see your logo.
All right, this might.
Oh, I see that. I see it now.
Okay, all right. Let me try refresh or rewind it. All right, so this is the snake.
Oh, bitch, it's on the stairs.
Yeah,
That's pretty scary right there. Yeah.
Oh shit, it's a rattlesnake.
Notice the snake was trying to blend in, kind of, sort of. Scary as can be. All right. Lake Elsinore family thought that hissing sound was running water until they spotted the snake, that rattlesnake, coiled up on the stairs of their home, ready to strike. They quickly called a snake expert to remove the threatening intruder. The family says after this, they will not be leaving the back door open for their dogs anymore. Wow, that could have gone so wrong.
Yeah. Bitch, you could have bit your dogs.
Finally.
oh my god. Oh, getting in your house because you left the back door open is scary already.
It's wild, and not that funny. We heard a fraction of the sound. It sounded loud. I was like, oh, I could see somebody thinking that was like something else going on with it rattling. That I'm pretty sure that shit echoed all through the fucking house.
It's also a great, this is why having those apps ain't too bad to be like, let me turn this alarm off from up here.
Ain't that the truth? Let me turn this alarm off.
So like, why you got the alarm on if you leaving your back door open for snakes to come in? Y'all ain't doing alarms right. Y'all might want to take a look at how the alarm set up and the security in your house is going.
The doors and the windows need to be closed.
Delta's passenger disaster. Another severe diarrhea incident forces emergency U-turn over the Atlantic.
What's up with these toilets now?
It was a flight from Atlanta to Barcelona. I don't think it's the toilet, Karen. I don't think people are making it to the toilet.
Oh.
So I guess now this must be a new issue because I remember the first time we covered this, it was also a Delta flight from Barcelona to Atlanta. It was 2 hours into his journey. The pilots basically had to turn back around because someone had diarrhea all throughout the cabin.
Oof.
Throughout the where the passengers at, all through the plane. But I guess there's another one that happened again, which, oh my God, imagine what kind of luck do you have as a passenger if this shit happens on your flight?
Right.
So this is the aftermath of it, I guess. Oh God. Oh, it's literally in the middle of the aisle. They tried to cut. There's a delay. There's some sort of Crowdcast delay happening right now.
Okay.
So let me know when you see it on the screen.
No problem.
Because it took like a minute or two for the last one to show. I could try, let me try refreshing on my side.
Okay.
And I'll be right back, everybody. Give me 1 second to see if maybe this can fix it. I'm going to pause the recording as well.
No problem.
All right, here we go. Okay, I'm back. Let me see if I share my screen, if it's faster or not. Just went to the share. See it pop up. And then I'll start recording again.
No problem. Be sure I'm not on the Wi-Fi, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it seems to be not our problem. Because people are saying that they're seeing the delay on their side.
Okay, no problem.
Still nothing?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be a Crowdcast issue. I can see it on my screen.
Okay, wait a minute. It's slowly moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can y'all see it in the chat? Can y'all see
might
my
see
screen?
it and we can't.
See that I can see it. Okay.
Okay,
so other people can see it. So it's you. Maybe you try refreshing too.
Okay, let me do it then.
Let's give Karen a second, everybody. Let's give Karen a second to come back. Maybe it's her connection as well.
Right.
All right. So everyone in the chat could see it. So it was probably something going on over there. I don't think do I need to re-invite you? No, you should come right back. Okay, cool.
Right. Okay, I see it now. That's the plane.
Right. Yeah, all right, here we go. All right.
Yes.
All right, so we got the technical issues taken care of. All right, here's the plane. Now you got to look in the top, like near the middle of the top of the screen because that's the aisle where the doo-doo happened, and they clearly put stuff out to cover it on the ground.
No.
But right there you can see they ran out of stuff.
No.
Yeah, really shitty situation.
It's one of them things where you go, I will never eat before I get on the plane again. You go, I'm good, dog.
Yeah, I mean, this is my nightmare, just even having to use the bathroom on a plane. I can't imagine uncontrollable diarrhea on a plane. Oh God, I'm so sorry for that person. And everyone on the flight.
Right, because then you have to smell it.
I would be so embarrassed. I would honestly open up the door and just jump out to my death. Dooming everyone in the plane. Sorry, but we all have to die together, guys.
And nobody can live to tell the story.
No one. I'll be like Homelander in the first season of The Boys. I know you ain't see that, but the ones who did see it, they get it. Speaking of planes, Chinese women spark anger after they locked a toddler in the plane toilet to educate her.
Educate her about what?
I guess let's see. In the video uploaded by one of the women to social media, the girl can be seen wailing and trying to. Why would you upload that? No one ever likes to see children cry.
Right.
No one's ever been like, thank you for making that child cry. It don't even matter what the child did.
It don't.
There's never been a video I've seen successfully.
I'm not trying to funny. It don't. Leave the baby alone.
You give a kid a fucked up haircut because they murdered 7 people, and people be like, why did you do that to that child?
Right.
Anyway, so they locked the baby in the bathroom, and you can see the baby crying, trying to get out of the bathroom.
How old was the baby?
And the women can be heard saying, if you stop crying, you can go out. If you stop crying, auntie will take you back to grandma. Neither of the women are even related to the child.
What?
Yes. This happened the 24th of August on a flight from Guiyang, a city in southwest China, to Shanghai. The airlines did confirm what happened and said the child had been taken to the toilet to be educated with her grandmother's consent. I knew it. I knew she consented. The airline said it had since spoken to the child's mother, who was not on the flight, who expressed her understanding of the women's behavior. The incident went viral on social media. So the grandmother was reportedly waiting outside the restroom door. Gal was initially proud of her intervention. Many passengers were using tissues to block their ears. Some had moved to the back of the plane to escape the noise because the baby was crying.
Don't nobody want to hear that.
No. The baby was crying before they put it in the bathroom.
Oh.
Yes. So this was their like, let us put the baby in the bathroom to teach it a lesson, to teach it to stop crying because it just won't stop crying. And so they have, of course, got a lot of backlash, and they've deleted the video.
Right.
Local media reports said the grandmother was not aware that the incident was being filmed. So she did say they could do it. She didn't know they was going to post the shit on social media.
Correct. I guarantee you she didn't know that.
The grandmother and 2 aunts should be sued, and social services should intervene. If there are parents like this, children will suffer in the future, said one user of the Chinese social media platform Weibo.
This is why you don't push everything on
Another wrote,
line.
when will these people understand that babies had a right to cry and a right to travel? They are part of society, and so are babies. Okay, progressive ass social media. I'll see y'all. So yes, it's funny because the incident is tapped into a debate in China about Zhang which translates to bear children, BEAR children. Like, so that's their term for bad kids. Chaps, Karen.
Oh, okay.
Chaps. So they call bad kids.
They call them
bear children.
You bear child.
You got your badass bear children. Get your bear children out the street.
Get these bears out of my face.
All right. I watched the Deliverance on the little bear children in there. It is not the first time the plane behavior has caused a ruckus in China, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting because Karen Hunter read this story on Friday when we did Foolishness Friday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, the parent was in on it. Like whoever the grandma and the guardian was, they was in on it. They didn't steal that person's kid. That person was like, I want this little motherfucker to stop crying too.
Whatever it takes.
Scare them straight. Okay.
They've been crying for 3 hours straight. Everybody tired.
Yeah, just whatever you got to do to talk to that little 2-year-old. You just go in there.
And we heard about you before you even got up here. While you have a chance, you need to be trying to get an education because your looks ain't gonna get you paid. Because you're not that cute. And your hair is uneven. You look dusty. So I'm saying, what else are you gonna do besides pander, rob, steal, try to trick some girl up out of her baby's check or something?
Right. That'll teach you, baby. Other news, another segment. Here we go.
Let me see what you want to be. You better move your body. You better move your feet. And I want to groove. Show me what's cool. Riding, caring, baby. LGBTQ news.
I try to take us down, but we still around.
We lit.
I try to steal a shine, but we on the ride.
We lit.
But you can't do what we thought to do.
We lit.
Black guys, no tips.
LGBTQ news.
Now, often in this segment, I think, we're talking about LGBTQ news, but there's obviously many intersections within the LGBTQ community, with the Black community and stuff. But a lot of times when we hear the words DEI, diversity initiative, the main headline is interpreted as Black. Oh, they're getting rid of this affirmative action. Black. They're getting rid of the DEI department. Black. They're getting rid of blah, blah. Like, that's how I think people hear those terms, but that is not if in the circle, in the pie chart of what diversity, equity, inclusion is, Black is just a slice. It's not the whole pie. And people often forget LGBTQ is part of the pie.
Yes, they are. And they're impacted too. So when they start slicing and cutting, a lot of them losing their jobs and shit too.
So when you hear so-and-so is getting rid of their diversity, equity, inclusion department, it's not just a loss of that Black people are taking. It's a loss a lot of people are taking. And in this case, it's starting to really flood. Harley Davidson, the motorcycle company, caves the right wingers and drops affiliation with LGBTQ plus organization. They said they're ending its diversity and other progressive initiatives as a company joining the leads of John Deere and Tractor Supply Co. Have basically decided not to support those initiatives anymore. The company has been under attack from conservative Twitter activist Robbie Starbuck, who led a campaign against Harley Davidson. We are saddened by the negativity on social media over the last few weeks designed to divide the Harley Davidson community. We have not operated a DEI function since April 2024, which ain't that long ago, first of all. To act like that's how desperate you are to distance yourself, is to be like, well, look, we haven't done that in 5 months. And we do not have a DEI function today. We do not have hiring quotas, and we no longer have supplier diversity spend goals. Harley Davidson said it will review all sponsorships and outside organizations the company affiliates with, and the company will have all sponsorships approved by the company or Harley Davidson Foundation. It also said it will no longer involve itself with the Human Rights Campaign.
Damn. This is the thing that kills me. And I will continue to say this. Y'all didn't have to do any of this if you weren't gonna stick with it. It's like that. It's like you want the pats on the back and you want to look good. Like when people did on Instagram where they did the big black square. But if anybody asks you to do any work, if anybody asks you to stand behind it, if anybody asks you, hey, dog, put your money where your mouth is, you fucking fold. So that means you wasn't about that life. No way. You've been better off not doing nothing. Do you know about thousands of companies that didn't do a motherfucking thing? Or if they were doing it, they just did not push it out like we were special? They're not getting attacked like this.
Yeah, I think also this is a systemic issue within a capitalistic society where people think speaking with the money is the real voice that the public has, and they invest a lot of time into, so especially online, the virtue signaling of I don't pay for this, I won't support this company, I won't do that, which everyone forgets works both ways. And no one likes when their side takes an L. There's no neutrality in this where you just go, guys, stopping Harley Davidson is not the big joker to get LGBTQ issues moved ahead or moved backwards in America.
Right.
But social media wise, it is a good wedge issue. People go viral, people find groups, whether they're hateful, whether they're
hyper online, and their voices are loud.
And those grifters, it's like when you go on YouTube, you see a bunch of guys hating on Star Wars. They're not hating on Star Wars because they just love Star Wars so much. After a while, you just start hating because that's where people want to see. That's when I get the most ad plays, you know. And this shit is not any different. These conservatives in their echo chamber have found it to be very lucrative to go after companies and target them for going too woke. In this case, Starbuck, that's the guy's name, said it's time to expose Harley Davidson, saying the company has gone totally woke. He said some of the totally woke actions include sponsoring a boot camp for LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs, donating to United Way, and making efforts to increase diversity in its workforce. That's going totally woke. We believe having a broad employee and customer base is good for businesses, that ultimately everybody should enjoy the experience of riding a Harley Davidson, the company said in a statement. We remain committed to listening to all members of our community as we continue our journey together as the most desirable motorcycle brand in the world.
They might as well say Republicans buy Harley Davidsons too.
It's even worse to me because
it's very insulting.
It's even worse to me because we remain committed to listening. We just ain't gonna do shit.
Right. That's exactly what you're saying. And imagine the people, not trying funny, that fought for years/decades to get y'all to even fucking do anything in the first place.
And then the last part of that statement is the real damning part. When you call yourself the most desirable motorcycle brand in the world, and I'm not saying it's not true that Harley Davidson is synonymous with riding motorcycles.
It is.
I'm saying, what is the value in that if you can't stand for shit?
Right.
Because you would think that the point of being one of the most powerful brands on the planet or one of the most powerful brands in the industry is like what we say will change things, and how we move will change how others move. So we're going to come in here and say, yeah, we are standing for these values and that we believe in. And if it's a money thing, LGBTQ people buy Harley Davidsons too. Like,
yes, they do.
Like, why would we want to disown that? Why would we want less of that within the company or within our customer base? So it's just, I think, honestly, a lot of this is just money. And I don't mean they're scared of the boycott or they're chasing conservative dollars. I truly believe a lot of this is them going, it costs money to employ DEI departments for something that is not a tangible benefit, in our opinion.
Right.
To the white men that are in charge of these companies, they do not see diversity, equity, and inclusion as a tangible benefit. They don't even give a fuck if the profits go up.
Right.
You do it. They really just go, overall, it's a pain in my ass. That department is just telling us we're not good enough and we need to do some more shit.
Right.
All we wanted to hire those motherfuckers for was to give us a thumbs up and go, not racist, and then we go, thank you, check in with you next year.
Right.
When we get the not racist report again. And that's not what those people that they hire do. Those people go, hey, there's only this amount of black people. We don't have enough LGBTQ people. Here's some more initiatives we should invest in. Here's some people we should bring in to do this. And they're like, this is work. Yes. It was always work.
Right.
And it's never over.
Work.
It doesn't end because you got tired, but I guess I'm wrong about that. It's ending because they essentially got tired. And I think they used the conservatives as a cop-out, because it's not like the conservatives weren't already mad about every company doing something with DEI, but now it's an acceptable excuse. Lowe's, they're changing some of their DEI policies amid legal attacks on diversity programs and activist pressure. Yeah, so of course the Supreme Court outlawed affirmative action in college admissions. And an internal memo shared by Lowe's with the Associated Press, its executive leadership said the retailer began reviewing its programs following the court's July 2023 ruling, and the company recently decided to combine its resource groups, which were for individual groups representing diverse sections of our associate population, into one umbrella organization. They will also no longer participate in an annual survey by the Human Rights Campaign that measures workplace inclusion for LGBTQ plus employees, and will also stop sponsoring and participating in events such as festivals or parades that are outside of its business areas.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they looked at the bottom line and they was like, this shit is expensive. It's costing us money. We really didn't want to do it in the first place. We really didn't know what we were agreeing to. If we would have known that, we never would have said shit in the first place.
It doesn't really make sense that it's
Mm-mm.
that it's about, well, the Supreme Court ruled against this because y'all aren't a college.
Right. You're not a college campus. And they had surveys that come out that was like, yeah, the effects that you thought was happening happened. Black people went down. They actually talked about the emissions in the colleges.
Emissions in college. I don't want to get sidetracked on the college. I'm
No problem.
saying y'all aren't a college.
No, you're not.
You're a private business.
Right.
You don't have any reason to adhere to the Supreme Court's changes to college admission standards.
Right. You use that as
Why
an
are
excuse.
you changing it? Because it's right. It's an excuse. I really think they're looking at the bottom line in a lot of these places and just went, this shit cost us a lot of money for no tangible benefit to our bottom line that we can look at. Like, we're not looking at this and going, thank God we invested in that black people shit. Because honestly, if it was a company where they did see a lot of money from their DEI policies, they'd be keeping them. I'll give you a great example. The NBA. You think them 30 white men that own them NBA teams are that much, or the vast majority of white men and a couple, not white men. You think the people that own those teams are super woke, positive, allied? No.
Mm-mm.
They look and they go, black people are the backbone of this business. We wouldn't make money without them. We would like to keep those employees happy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we don't play basketball on the day that everyone goes to vote.
Right.
We have Black Lives Matter on the court. Oh, because y'all just love black people so much? No, because we recognize the tangible money benefit from looking like we support black people. It's not an illusion for us where it's like, we kind of, maybe it'll help. No, we know the second we stop doing this shit, it's gonna hurt the bottom line.
Yes, it will.
WNBA, same thing. Like those, like I'm sure they got great owners and all, but no, there's no way all those rich ass people that own those teams are all.
Yeah, because one of them acted the fool, they drummed her ass out.
Right. And so I think we're seeing this happen now. And like I said, this is through the lens of LGBTQ issues.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing that goes for black people goes for this.
Yeah, and DEI also stands for women. And that's one thing that is really, really hard sometimes to get particularly white women to understand. When they start cutting this shit, you're going to be impacted more than any other group because you're benefited from this shit more than any other group.
Ford becomes the latest high-profile American company to pump the brakes on DEI. They said they will no longer participate in the annual survey from an LGBTQ advocacy group and would not use quotas for minority dealerships and suppliers. The latest company to make changes to its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives as corporate America faces growing pressure from a conservative activist whose anti-DEI campaign is gaining momentum.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, I think all this is just excuses, because if you really want to stand behind it, you stand behind, because there are companies that they came after and they say, y'all suck our dicks. We're going to still do what we're going to do. You're going to still buy our shit. We actually don't give a fuck about you.
And this Starbucks dude, now not in my periphery, not in my circle, maybe he is a huge fucking deal and I don't know. That's always possible because I don't keep up with white people like that. But my point being, we've seen very high profile calls for boycotts from other groups of people with different causes. And I have never seen companies cave like this.
Right.
Never. Like, people have been talking about boycotting Starbucks over Gaza. And I've read a lot about it. I've seen some people say it's not as simple as what people are saying online, and some of it's misinformation. Don't matter. Enough people are acting on it to say, hey, we're boycotting, and this is the reason why. You need to change what you're doing. And crickets. They fired the CEO, hired a different guy. Like, there's nothing, like, none of this is a capitulation where they're like, and we heard you and we are listening and we are going to change and we will no longer be participating in. So what I'm saying is they do it when they want to do it, when they feel like it, when they think the cause is good enough. They care about these conservative dollars and these conservative activists and their opinions more than they care about the liberal people in the LGBTQ community. That's all this comes down to.
Right.
So they're done with the human rights campaigns, corporate equality index for the best places to work and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm sure they're going to lay off all the DEI people if they haven't already, like DEI department people, not DEIs and people, but shit, them too.
Yeah, them too. Yeah, because
but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make a point of what I'm saying.
Right.
They like, if you are the diversity, equity, and inclusion head of, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah, your whole team is gone. Everybody around it is gone. And I guarantee you, like you say, and a lot of these people benefited from it because, like you say, they went through and on surveys, you know, a lot of these companies will be on like them companies. They're going to fall off because people are going to like, this is some bullshit. And I could see people, and I find company morale's going to go down. Like this is more than you just doing that. It's like people going to like, the fuck am I here for?
But see, that's the thing. People will take it like that. But that is not to me, that is not what's happening. They wanted to cut this shit. This guy is the excuse.
Yes.
Like,
agreed.
And he's gonna get all this credit off of it, and he's gonna become a bigger problem than he was before because y'all cowardly wanted to cut out of these programs and then used him as like, hey man, you know, people are upset. People are always upset at these big ass companies for something. So it's a reason that y'all were like, but we don't want to do this shit no more. Because I guarantee you, people are like, you know what? I'm upset with Ford's pollution, and I think their car safety standards should be higher. They would be like, man, fuck y'all.
Right.
Y'all get what y'all get, then don't get in the car.
That's exactly what they would tell you. Then don't get in the car.
But you say some shit they don't feel like doing. It's like, yeah, you know what? These people are angry, and we should listen to them. We're now forcing billion-dollar organizations to change their policies without even posting, just from fear they have of being the next company we expose, he said. So Starbucks is going all to his fucking head. It's all going all to his head. So yeah, it's just I honestly think it's just costing them too much money. It says here,
money they didn't want to spend.
While some companies pull the plug on DEI, publicly most business leaders who made commitments following the 2020 murder of George Floyd said they remain dedicated to DEI. But privately, they are scrutinizing DEI investments and backing away from initiatives like hiring targets conservatives claim are illegal quotas. Fellowships and internships that once were open only to historically underrepresented groups are now increasingly open to everyone. A growing number of companies have dropped mentions of diversity goals in shareholder reports. Some even list DEI as a risk factor in regulatory filings. Diversity advocates say business leaders are trying to steer away from the nation's cultural fault lines while continuing to embrace DEI initiatives that are popular with many consumers and employees. Driving that shift is the charged political climate in the run-up to the 2024 election. So yeah, it's disgusting, man. And it's not just a wedge issue. It's people's lives. It's people's economy. It's how people make money. It's people's employment. It's not just a identity issue. It's a life. It's an economic issue, and it's fucking disgusting. Sade to release the first new song in years as part of a transgender awareness compilation.
Yeah, child, she one of them people that stay up in the mountains. You'll never hear from that woman. She might come out and do something live every now and then. You might get like a concert pop up here and there. She does like the pop up. You'll never know where she gonna be, and then she gone back to the mountainside and mind her business.
She has not released a new album since 2010, Soldier of Love.
I believe it.
The reclusive singer-songwriter will release Young Lion as part of the Transa Benefit album arriving November 22nd. The project, assembled by non-profit Red Hot, is intended to support transgender awareness and spotlights both trans and non-binary artists. Young Lion is dedicated to Sade's son, Isaac, who identifies as a transgender man. We started talking about all the gifts that trans artists have given to the world and wanted to create Red Hot Project that centered and celebrated those gifts, said Dust Reed, who put together Transa alongside artist Massimo Bell, who we hope to create a narrative that positions trans and non-binary people as leaders in our society insofar as the deep inner work they do affirm who they are in our current climate. We felt this is something everybody should do, whether you identify as trans or non-binary or otherwise. If you look if you took the time to explore your gender, get in touch with feel inside of yourself, maybe we would have a future oriented around values of community, collaboration, care, and healing. Transit, which features over 3.5 hours of music, includes a mix of covers and exclusive tracks from Sam Smith, Andre 3000, and Jeff Tweedy. The project has over 100 contributing artists and is structured across 8 chapters and 46 songs. She's not doing it herself. It's just this is the collective that is doing this. These other artists are also doing it as well.
Yeah. Like I said, they want to work with her. That's what.
I'm saying I think you're misunderstanding. She's making one song on this compilation.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now.
She's not coordinating it. So these other people also did this out of the same impulse I'm sure she has, which is I want to support this community.
Okay, I'm with you now.
It says it's structured across 8 chapters and 46 songs, a nod to the 8-stripe rainbow pride flag. Its first single comes from longtime Prince collaborators Wendy and Lisa alongside Lauren Otter, I think that's how you say it, and on a cover of I Would Die For You. So yeah, man, that sounds cool. Sounds like a dope project, and that's as close as we're gonna get to good news. So we should just dip out of this.
I think we need to end it right there, buddy.
Let me see where I want to go next. Let's see, how long have you been talking? Hour 20. All right, you know what? We'll do some black capitalism, and then we'll sort ratchetness and get out of here, guys.
Okay.
So let me get my black capitalism music out here. There we go.
Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking, but the only thing I'm listening to is that paper.
Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talk, I see you later. Every day we get into that paper. I hear the money talk, I see you later.
Don't think I forgot Eric Tucker's supposed to be on the $20 bill.
Gunna and Black Music Action Coalition launched $500,000 initiative providing stipends and support to Georgia families.
Let's go. I know Gunna a rapper.
Gunna is a rapper.
Yes,
That's
I
correct.
do. I know that much.
Yeah, Gunna's giving back in a big way. Teamed up with the Black Music Action Coalition to launch a new initiative called Gunna X BMAC 30349. This $500,000 program will provide 30 families in South Fulton, Georgia, with $1,000 monthly stipend for a year.
Let's go.
The initiative is focused on families in the 30349 area code and aims to show how teamwork and fresh ideas can create a real change locally. In addition to the monthly cash, families will also receive support services to help them succeed.
Let's go.
He said partnering with BMAC to introduce the Guaranteed Income Program in South Fulton is a significant step towards enhancing these communities and transforming the economic landscape of the city.
Let's go. And it's sad that human beings don't care enough about human beings enough to let their tax dollars do shit like this to help these communities. They would rather defund, cut, chop and shit and just let the communities go by the wayside. And one thing about Black people, and I know they're not perfect or anything like that, but out of any other group, a lot of them give back to their community probably more than most other
and it's
groups.
Very undersold, and often anti-Blackness hops in and acts like this doesn't happen. This happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of Black people that are celebrities that are giving back in various ways to basically to Black people.
Yep. Some do it publicly, some you never know.
Yeah, yes. And if not for them, a lot of times nothing would happen. As y'all see, these big companies are divesting from DEI. Government, the Supreme Court is doing everything it can to try to like strip away anything that helps minorities. People are literally suing venture capital funds to be like, stop dedicating money to specific groups. Like this shit is very this is why I won't join the chorus of people that just, I think say stuff haphazardly online without much thought. Like, here y'all go talking about your favorite Black capitalists and shit. And it's like, it's different. And it's subjective. And it does matter. It doesn't make every black person that has a lot of money great. It doesn't make everyone that has a lot of money evil.
Right.
But, you know, I will highlight this shit because a lot of times it gets a bad rap when black people do stuff for black people. We only count the fucked up stories or whatever, like the exploitative stories. But it's a lot of stories where it's like, yo, this person actually is trying to empower other people. Stephen Curry. On diversifying fashion, Virgil Abloh, and the cultural significance of tunnel walks. He teamed up with Rakuten and Black in Fashion Council. Steph Curry is using his tunnel walks to change the fashion industry for the better. Steph Curry just tipped off his 15th consecutive season with the Golden State Warriors, but cruising into the Chase Center on Tuesday, he was looking to do much more than just beat the Phoenix Suns. The 4-time champion was also kicking off a season-long initiative to spotlight black fashion designers and help turn his fans onto up-and-coming labels.
Who else is doing that but us?
Right. Because everybody cutting out their DEI team, so nobody. The initiative, which sees Curry teaming up with Rakuten, I think that's how you say it, and Black in Fashion Council, works like this. Black in Fashion Council selects black designers that deserve to be highlighted. Curry shows them to the world during his tunnel walks. And Rakuten helps everyone shop the looks. Rakuten, for those unfamiliar, provides cashback deals and rewards for thousands of brands. It is a really cool way for us to use this entire season, he says. Fans can go buy the looks and I'll be wearing, and that just gives us a great way to elevate these young designers who are going to be influencing culture for the foreseeable future.
Because I like their walks. I know a lot of people go, I'm like, no, but I actually like, regardless of how they look, I like the walks. And sometimes
that's
I
an opportunity.
Like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, I like that scarf or whatever it is they be wearing.
Well, all the WNBA and NBA people, one of the things I think a lot of folks just didn't really realize is that they're very photogenic with the attributes that we typically see of model types. You know, because for their jobs, you probably are very tall. You're definitely going to end up being thin. And that is what these people like to dress. Like, I'm not saying that's right. Obviously, the fashion industry has a lot of other issues when it comes to inclusion, but it's a match built in heaven for those designers to be like, oh, I want to outfit Angel Reese. Like, you should want to.
They probably send her all types of shit.
Or pay her, you know, not just for free, but you want to outfit her because those people typically make those type of clothes look good in a way that, you know, it's why you know, every model in fucking Fashion Week is 105 pounds and 6'8", and you're like, well, there's okay, if I buy it, I ain't gonna look like that.
I sure ain't.
That the point is getting you to want to buy it, you know. So yeah, shout out to Steph Curry, shouting out black fashion. We'll do one more. Natasha Rothwell, who y'all know from Insecure.
Kelly.
Yep. She is going to bring viral TikTok series "Who the Fuck Did I Marry" to TV screens.
Let's go.
So, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? That was the woman that sat in her car, and Risa Tisa, I believe is her name. And she did a long TikTok series about all the lies and subterfuge her husband put her through, and it was over 50 videos. Well, Natasha Rothwell saw it. She is going to executive produce through her company, Big Hattie Productions, and she will also portray Risa Tisa in the lead role of the series. So she's going to be Risa Tisa and, you know, and executive produce the venture.
Shout out to her. And regardless of how you feel, shout out to Issa Rae, because she was just like a writer, y'all. She was a writer on the show, and they was like having people read the lines, and she killed the role so much that they was like, oh, we need you on the show. She was like, nah, I'm a writer. They was like, no, you're going to be Kelly. And they put her on, and Insecure changed that woman's life to the point where now she's reaching back like Issa did for her. Like, that shit matters, y'all. You know, when we're in places of power and we can make executive decisions like that, like, it matters a lot.
Yeah. And shout out to, you know, with TikTok, you blow up over there. People go, you get an agent. I know Risa Tisa's represented by CAA. So they help you sell your story or whatever. And I just kind of love the synergy of like it going to Natasha Rothwell, who's obviously looking to make her name as a producer on this thing. Like, I don't know, it's just something real dope about that, and I hope it's good, you know. All right, that's it for black capitalism. Let's move into sword ratchetness and wrap this bad boy up. Two young women plead guilty to helping a man use a sword to kill teen who hooked up with ex-girlfriend.
Well, damn.
This ain't some for my man bullshit.
Right.
Good grief.
Hey, you're going to have an episode soon.
Yeah, guess the race.
Black.
You were right.
Oh, no.
I know. And the one on the left they all look so young.
They do, don't they? They're
so
like
young.
kids.
Threw your whole life away. As the lead defendant faces trial, two young women pleaded guilty and were sentenced on Thursday to helping him murder a teen over a romantic squabble. Christy Parisian, 20, and Jaslyn Smith, 19, are going to spend 25 years in prison.
Wow.
As previously reported, according to Broward County, Florida said authorities in Broward County, Florida said that it was Parisian, then 17, who called and lured the victim, Dwight DJ Grant, 18, to a stairwell in their apartment complex. Then Smith and the lead defendant, Andre Clement, 17, ambushed him and attacked him for 31 minutes. Oh my God.
Woo!
You know I have to kill you now, Clements allegedly said, grabbing a sword and stabbing Grant in the neck. Grant told him to end it. Clements allegedly stabbed him in the chest with the sword. The three teenagers carried the victim's body and dumped it over a railing 30 feet from his apartment. This is not even a get away with it type crime.
No, not smart at all.
Right. Authorities said the motive for the murder was Grant had sex with Clement's ex-girlfriend. So Clement's, now 20, recruited Parisian to help, and they together recruited
with
Smith.
His ex-girl. Y'all not even together.
Not even together. The young women pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit murder, but also to second-degree murder, which is down from the original crime of first-degree murder. I'll never have a grandchild, Grant's mother, Madge Emile, said in the court. All I could think of is that day, the way my son is. I will never see him grow up, how old he will be. We always had this tradition that we were going to bed. He would say, "Good night, Mom." I would say, "Good night, see you in the morning. I love you." I'll never hear my son say he loves me. Clement's trial for first-degree murder, tampering with physical evidence, a conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree is set to begin January 13th. Oh, my goodness. Fucking swords, man. They're not making shit better.
No, they are not.
That's 4 lives ruined for one sword.
One sword.
Woo. All right, y'all. That's it. We'll talk to you next time. Until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good